Very good. How's everybody doing? What we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to solder. We're basically going to teach you how to silver braze. So we want you to pay attention to what I do and do the best you can at home and be careful. First thing I want to pay attention to is anytime you solder or silver braze, you should have a bucket of water. Over here, babe. Oh, you can see it. With some cloths in it. And hopefully you have a little spray bottle that you can spray any wood that you're going to work around with, or anything that's flammable around your flame. Okay, and what we have is a turbo torch. This is Peruvian style. It's not the type you'd have in America, but it's very similar to the style you'd have in America. And I have some silver braze. This is a silver alloy solder that is very durable and very hard and holds a lot of pressure. And then we have two pieces of pipe. What we're basically going to do is, right now, we're going to show you how to clean pipe. And it's just this easy. You just take a piece of sandpaper and you clean it. And you try not to get none of the grit inside the sandpaper. But what you'll see is that the pipe, if it was dirty before, is turning very clean. And we don't want any dirt on our pipe. So you clean it until it's all nice and shiny like a brand new copper penny, because it is made out of copper. Okay? Okay. And that helps the solder better, especially if you're soft soldering. With silver solder, it's not as critical. Okay. Okay, sweetie.
Lady.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to start the torch. I think. Okay. And I have a here for the pressure. This is a different style torch, so bear with me. You can have edit. What I mainly want you to pay attention to is the color that the pipe turns when the solder starts to melt. Because that's when you know you want to stick the solder on. Okay. This is a very small piece of pipe, but if you notice, what I'm doing is I'm working my way around it with the torch. And then you'll see the pipe start to change colors. Now if I were to stick this on there now, it would just stick to it. We don't want that. We want the braze to flow like liquid. You can tell when it changes the color. Now another important thing to note is that the hot spots on the flame aren't inside here. It's the tip of a flame that's usually the hot spot. Okay, you see it's starting to change colors now? Where it's turning into a reddish orange. Okay, that's when the solder will flow. Okay, so everybody got that? That was pretty simple. Now we're going to take our rag. We're going to cool it off, because we can't touch that, because it's probably 2,500 degrees. Okay? We have a bucket. We're just going to stick that in the bucket for now. Okay, now we're going to actually braze a joint. I want to squirt my wood so it doesn't catch on fire. And in your home, this would be the floor joist, siding, or whatever you have in your home that you're going to catch on fire, or that you could catch on fire. Good thing I can edit this later.
Yeah, that does. I smell the chemical in there, so you got all the chemical out, right?
Yeah. It's just a little alcohol.
Yeah, you might want to edit your daughter's voice out, because if anybody hears a 2-year-old next to you soldering, they're going to be like, ah, dude.
Yeah, well, they should have been there when I blew up her giraffe.
That's a shame you can't leave that in there.
Honey, where'd you put that little piece of pipe? Okay, so what we're going to do again is we're gonna clean this piece of pipe. I'll probably edit this part out later because you don't need to see this, but... And a lot of times that just takes oil and all the impurities off of it. And we want to keep doing that until it's very clean. And we don't want to touch it after that either. We don't want to put our hands on it. We have oils on our hands, and they'll stop the solder from flowing. It's a very simple technique to silver braze. Okay? On this piece here, we already pre-cleaned it. Okay, we're just going to fit that in. Okay? And then we're going to braze this and create a seal. If that's exactly what you're going to be doing when you have your heating and cooling system. Okay, you might want to get the camera over here. Now what you're going to see me do is I'm going to take my torch and the tip I'm going to heat all in here on the back side of this joint. You see how that piece of pipe slides in there? Okay, now when I heat it back here with the torch, what's going to happen is when I put the solder in here, the heat is going to pull the solder in and seal it all the way around. Okay, so you have to understand that. If you heat it here, you know, it's a small enough piece of pipe, it might seal, but it's better to heat it in the back here, and then that heat will actually pull the solder in. Okay, so let's get started with that. We got our trusty torch. We have our water close to us. My daughter's going to move so this doll doesn't catch on fire.
Okay, siéntate, Aji.
Okay, and here we go.
Siéntate, es peligroso. Siéntate.
Okay, now I'm heating.
Okay, get a little hot.
Okay, see where I'm heating with the tip of my torch? And once that gets heated, we're going to come out to the front. It's a big flame. Your torch won't have the same type of flame. But you can see the copper starting to change colors right now. If I stick this on there now, watch, it'll stick to it and I can't get it free. So it's not ready, or you haven't changed colors yet. So if you just patient and watch, see it all start to change color.
Babe, we're getting really hot over here.
Sorry.
I want to go to the camera.
Huh? It's white. The color is kind of an orange color that's going to turn. Start to get to the color that you like. There it is. That's the color. Orange. You see what the solder does? It just flows around. And you have to put it all the way around the pipe. You can't. Silver braid doesn't just go like soft solder. Sucking all that in. That's it. You now have a full silver braze joint. Now I like to let it cool for a few seconds and then I'll put a little water on it. But I want you to pay attention to the color of the copper pipe and what's happened to it. That's what happens on the inside of your system as well. And that's why we have to put filter dryers on them. That slag right there gets inside too, unless you're purging nitrogen through the system. Okay, clean that off. Quench it down there so it's not so hot. And you should have these rags and stuff with you. And you can see, hopefully, that It's not the best silver braze joint in the world because of the torch, but it is a sealed joint, and the silver solder has gone all around it. Okay, so this is what you're going to be doing with your system. That's it.